Greetings, everyone. Just want to say thanks to everyone who continue to support the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, watching the ads. Listen, a queen cannot continue to sit on a throne without her supporters. And I give you thanks. I say if you have not subscribed, please do. Now, in this video, I'm really talking to some women. And I'm going to do my best to try to be respectful and not to be too judgmental, because I know, you know, things are not always black and white. But I'm speaking to my fellow women, especially women my age. Okay, so if you're in your middle age and heading towards your senior citizen age, I understand how people my age can get very lonely and by extension become very desperate. And so I'm going to appeal to all women, but women in our age group in particular, who finally put yourself back in the dating world. You're going on dating apps, you're presenting yourselves in environments hoping to make mingle and meet people. But I am going to say something to some women, and I'm not judging you, but I'm getting you to think. Now, many of us, by the time we get to middle age, would have been in long-term relationship, one form or the other, or have been, in relationship with many different people. And, if you find yourself dating again in 2025, as a woman in general, but as a middle-aged woman, of course, it's not going to be very easy. I want you, however, to understand that as a woman, the most important thing is self-respect. Yes. And I'm saying that because if you understand how important you are, how sacred and special you are, then you're going to honor your body, your mind, and your spirit. And a lot of women my age are not honoring their bodies, and they're not honoring their spiritual space. And what you're doing, because you're lonely, is inviting demons into your life. And then you say, God doesn't remember me, and where is God when I need God? When you have the power to make choices. And we're supposed to learn from our past experiences. And I'm going to say to you, ladies, it's okay for you to stay alone. It's okay. After a relationship ends, it is very important for you to go on that soul journey. It is very important for you to stop and say, okay, this thing didn't work out. It always takes two. Now, the red flags were probably there from the beginning, but because you got lonely, you got involved with it. Now, as you put yourself out there now and you're meeting possible or potential partners, I don't want to tell people, oh, this is the right person for you. When it comes to age and age limit, that's as a barrier. I don't really believe in that. It's connection. There are people who might be younger than you who are like older in their spirit. And so it's not just about the age gap or the age relationship. Things can work out, but you have to be mindful and you have to recognize certain things. Know when someone is getting involved with you because of what you have to offer as opposed to who you are. And if someone comes to you looking for an opportunity, by itself, there's nothing wrong with that. You have to evaluate and say, okay, this person is giving me something and I have something to offer to this person as well. But women, I see time and time again, you are meeting these men, these low vibrational men, these low life men, and you're expecting them to be Prince Charming or to become a king. I don't understand. Some of you are so fortunate to see that this toad standing in front of you is not a person of integrity. And yet, because you're lonely, you want to fix him. You must pick a man based on where he's at. So if you look at him and he's a toad and you can live with a toad, that is okay. But if you look at him and see he is a toad and you think that your kisses can make him a prince, then you need to stop. You need to stop tricking yourself, okay? Before the video ends, I want to say, woman, how can a man respect you if his first approach to you is of a sexual nature? The things he's talking to you about are physical, his physical desire to get in your bed. How are you not recognizing these dirty men? These men that have no self-respect, these men that could never be faithful to you because they've never ever been faithful to anybody, these men who are just operating on the lowest vibration. The only thing they want, they literally go on social media, they literally go into people's DMs, they literally go on these websites looking for partner relationship or situationship, because that's the difference. They're not looking for relationship, they're looking for a situation that starts with them being in your undergarments and end with them ghosting you. If a man is asking you to show your private parts to him, take a picture of your cookie and send to him, what kind of husband is that going to be? If a man takes a camera and stick it in front of his appendage and send it to you, what kind of relationship are you going to be having with this man? While you're sleeping in your bed, he's going to be off doing all kinds of stuff on the internet all over. These are not people that you can trust. But you're saying you're looking for a decent husband or a decent relationship, and yet you are meeting men who offend you with the very conversation they have by coming to you and say, I'm interested in you, but I want you to arrange something with you and another female. That's disgusting. And that's what you're continuing to encourage. Why would you, as a grown adult, subject yourself to that type of disrespect? Why would you take your camera and do that type of thing to send to a stranger? Uh, Quite frankly, I believe in couples doing what they need to do to pep up their relationship to keep it exciting. But I personally would not take a picture, a nude of myself and give it to my husband, because why would I do that? He loses his phone, or whatever story that comes with you doing such careless things. And if I was looking to date somebody and they sent me a picture of their naked parts, let me tell you, that would be the last time I would speak to that person. I would block and delete. For every time I speak to women, whether young or older women, that tell me that men are asking for these type of pictures, or people are, saying that it's exciting, I get very angry, especially at older women that are supposed to know better. So the type of men you are attracting are the type of men you're going to complain about in the future. The type of men that are going to leave you even more broken than you already are. All right? If we want to find quality partnership, first of all, we have to say to ourselves, what is the energy that surrounds us that attract those type of demons? Because honestly, I can't think of a better word to describe these kind of persons. Let me tell you something about myself. And if you know me from my past, you'll know this. From the time I was a young girl, men knew how they could approach me. Okay, and I'm going to be honest with you, I can think very of one incident where I feel a guy approached me in a way that was disrespectful. And you know what? He was still young. He was a teenager himself. I think he was about 17, and maybe I was about 15 or so when he asked me to go join him in his toilet. And I never spoke to him again after. I never had a conversation with him after that time. And I still think about, I see him and I didn't even greet him in a respectful way. That I have to remind myself that, you know what, he was very young and he didn't know better. But that level of disrespect, I do not tolerate. Zero tolerance. I will not have those conversations with men who feel that they have the right to come to a woman and say those things. You know why they do it? Because you allow it. Anyway, guys, stay blessed.